colors are probably more important than the logo itself.
But it's important to understand and see the differences between.
And lately, we've been getting a lot of PNG files, TIFF files, and JPEGs. How do we fix that?
By actually explaining to people what these files are and how to work with them.
In saying that, that's not all the end game. If you don't know what you're doing, or you don't have a logo created, or it's something that you don't necessarily happy with, come to us.
The most important part that people need to look at when they submit their logo is...
I'm Will Campbell.
And I'm Pascal Vida, and this is Promotions Playbook.
Together we've built Australia's largest catalogue of customisable promotional products.
Whether you're a small business or a major player, we know the right merch can transform your brand and help you grow.
In each episode, we'll show you how to get fast, transparent and affordable promotional products to take your business to the next level.
Ready to elevate your brand? Let's dive in. Welcome to the new episode at Promotions Playbook. Today again with Will on my side, and we talk today about, we will talk today about a great topic that takes a lot of patience and education to actually make sure a customer understands how print file, color schemes, etc. work. And I want to touch point first on different types of files. Like we have pixel graphics, vector graphics, EPS, AI, etc. And customers come to us all the time with their Canva graphic. What are we most of the time trying to explain to them how to work best with these logo files to actually get the best results out of custom promotion products?
I guess putting ourselves in the customer's sort of situation, not everyone's going to know what file type we require.
Yeah.
First and foremost, we need vector artwork, whether it be Adobe Illustrator file, EPS.
InDesign could be.
InDesign. So what's EPS stand for? Encapsulated PostScript file, I think.
I think so. I don't know.
But lately we've had our challenges trying to get the right file type. So probably I'd say 70 to 80% of our customers have gone on their own way to try and create a logo or try and find their file, like color file types.
Yeah. Not
color file types, sorry.
Trying to find the right type of files for their logo.
Yeah. So the challenge is when we get the quote come in, we require a customer to upload their logo. And lately, we've been getting a lot of PNG files, TIFF files, and JPEGs. Quite low res as well.
Yeah.
Sometimes with a Canva transparency watermark through the middle of them.
Yeah.
How do we fix that?
By actually explaining to people what these files are and how to work with them. Because how you just said, like, we have a lot of people even take a screenshot from their website with the logo and say, "Yep, here, print that, please."
I've gone on another level and actually say using their iPhone to take a photo
off the screen
of a photocopy of the logo or a business card, and then shoot it over and try and make it happen. We can make that logo happen from that as well. So it's, whilst it might seem like a hindrance, it might seem like we're whinging, but we have the technology and the personnel to fix that for our customers.
Yeah. But just to prevent that in the future as well, and to give people an actual understanding how these files work, is like an EPS file is kind of guaranteeing we can use the logo in any type of scale. So how can you test on your screen as an example?
Okay, to dumb it down, if you have a JPEG or a PNG file, all you got to do is jump into your computer pretty much and try and stretch it. You stretch that file out.
You mean zooming in into the image, no?
Zooming into the image or stretching out in Adobe Illustrator, you're going to see how pixelated it is. If you've got a vector artwork file, straight away, if you zoom in or stretch it out, you're going to notice that it keeps its shape, it keeps its color, keeps its structure. That's what we want.
That's what we want, yeah. And especially like when you let's say you look at one line at your logo on the side, maybe. Let's example like in our logo now, you zoom in on the white outline, and then you realize on a pixel graphic it becomes pixelated. Yeah. And when you have a vector graphic in front of you, you can keep zooming in. It's kind of an endless zooming in into your logo. It sticks to its sharp lines, and it's not kind of getting watered out.
It stays high res without any sort of, I guess, consequences, like sort of...
Correct.
Yeah.
And again, that doesn't mean when you save a pixel graphic, into an AI file and export it as AI or as an EPS, it stays as well a pixel graphic.
No. So that's another funny one, is renaming your file type from a PNG to an EPS doesn't change the characteristics of your file.
Yeah.
It still remains the same, believe it or not.
Believe it or not, yeah, absolutely. So
yes, we've encountered those shortcuts and we can pick that up very quickly.
Yeah.
But straight away.
in case, like how you just said, like a customer who has no idea what's going on, like literally you can almost send a little scribble from your paper, send a photo, and we create a logo out of it.
So we don't expect our customers to upload the best type of artwork. So that's where we come into play. So look, if you've got the artwork on file, please send it.
Yeah.
But if you don't, it doesn't mean that you can't work with us. We have the capabilities to use that and make it happen for you. We can create, multiple file types for you, whilst creating the artwork to use in your product, and we will give that to you as well. So that's yours to use for whatever you want to use in the future, not just with us, for anyone else. That's yours to keep. But in saying that, it's not just the artwork and the logo type that is important. Colors are probably more important than the logo itself.
You have RGB, you have CMYK, you have Pantone, and PMS. So there is confusion, understandable on that side, but it's important to understand and see the differences between.
Of course. Lately, I wouldn't say it's a problem, but it seems to be getting more and more common in the industry that people are providing us with RGB colors instead of Pantone colors or even CMYK colors. I don't know where that has come from.
Yeah, I could imagine, literally, because you're laughing, but it's literally, I could imagine more and more people, because it's easy access, working with tools like Canva or Figma or whatsoever, they, make it complicated for them to actually understand what is the right export for this logo if I need it for a physical output, means as well for printing on custom promotional products. But it's easy to understand as well where the differences are. Like, as an example, RGB. RGB is a clean display, digital, virtual color code.
It basically depends on what sort of monitor you're looking at.
Yeah.
And those sort of numbers will differentiate between monitor to monitor. It could be brand to brand. It could be based on how hot your monitor is.
Yeah.
But in the back end, there's still going to be the same numbers, but they're not going to look so different on screen.
Exactly. Like you have maybe a different contrast and brightness setup on your display. So the PromoPunks logo pink on the website, when you have it on your screen, is maybe slightly brighter than on my screen because my preference is different there. You have still the same RGB numbers there, but how it actually shows up on the display. And as well the same with CMYK color codes. They look the same as the numbers, but whatever the setup is on your screen, it looks again different. So that's why it's so important as well to actually figure out with your graphic designer what are the predefined color codes. And that's where we prefer, as an example, PMS or /Pantone. Print it out, get the color fan, and have a look what actually comes close to this color you try to establish for your brand, and then go with that.
If your colors are important, Pantone colors is what you need.
Yeah.
And if you don't have them on file, that's something that we can create for you.
Yeah.
So whether it be we go back and forth at printed samples, or we just educate you in how the different colors work, is how we can make it work. But you need to do that from the start. If you're creating your brand from scratch, you want your colors to be consistent throughout your sort of business career or your logo career or how long it's going to last for. And that's why it's so important.
And Pantone colors becomes, especially in merchandising, so important because you have different materials, different type of printing, where when we agree to one Pantone color, every printer with the different type of decoration knows, okay, that's the outcome of the color I need to achieve. So that means I need to adjust my machine for digital printing in a different way than for...
well, it's not only that.
What other printing?
Screen
digital
printing, digitally printing, pad printing.
Yeah, so like actually figure out...
DTG.
Correct. All the different ways to set up the machine in a way to actually achieve these outputs based on your PMS codes.
But even going back on what you originally said then is printing on the specific product itself. If you're printing on black, if you want colors in black, you can't just print a color straight on black because what's the black color of the bag going to do? It's going to absorb all the vibrancy of that color, and then so your red is all of a sudden a yellow.
Yeah.
So you need to put a base of white down so you've got a base to print on. That way that your vibrant color is sitting on something and not just a black bag. And that means your color is going to stand out. So this also comes in the education, the touch points of what we talked upon earlier about removing that automation. Yes, it might seem cool going through a company that gives you that automated sort of system, but you still need those touch points if you don't know what you're doing.
Yeah, and especially if you're not prepared in a way that you have your PMS color codes correct, you have maybe your logo as well, and that's now comes back aside of what type of file, the classification or validation of your color codes, as well how did your logo got prepared from your agency or designer in regards to, yes, I have a horizontal logo, but it's the only one that you work with. Then you become issue with any other kind of format to actually make your logo look good. As an example, on a square, on a profile format, where it becomes where it becomes important now to talk about responsive design.
If you've started your brand and the first thing you do, which is what most people do, is get a business card done, you're printing in CMYK colors. Next step, you want to get some uniforms done, whether you're doing, say, embroidered uniforms or printed uniforms. Your CMYK printed colors on paper is going to look completely different to a Pantone or a CMYK printed version of your logo on clothing.
Yeah.
Because you're printing on different materials.
Correct.
So that is why it's so important to, right at the beginning, get some Pantone colors sorted and get your color scheme sorted from the start to make sure that you've got consistent coloring throughout your branding.
Yeah. But as well, this responsive part from the color code comes as well back to the actual design of your logo in regards to the shape. You have a horizontal logo, needs to be as well existent in a square version or squarish version.
Stacked,
so it makes as well a good picture or a good image on another different type of decoration.
Well, just
format.
making it real simple is a stacked version of your logo. If it's that big, it's not going to work on a pen, isn't it?
Exactly.
So you need a
horizontal version.
Yeah.
So I guess talking about logo design and what elements you need to consider is get it in a vector, make sure you have your color codes correct, and get it in a responsive logo. That means you have a horizontal version and a stacked or square version, and maybe even an icon version, so you can even use it for your socials. So you have a consistency across your branding in the future for any type of environment you want to place it on or in.
And I guess when in doubt, come to us.
Yeah, correct.
Ask us.
We are able to help there. That's true. Yeah.
Thanks for tuning in to Promotions Playbook. If you enjoyed this episode, the best way to show your support is by leaving us a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts and Spotify.
Don't forget to subscribe on YouTube so you never miss an episode.
You can also find more of us at PromoPunks on all social media platforms.
We'll catch you in the next episode, and until then, keep your brand on top.